tell the viewers, we're getting to see it from the cameraman's view and the floor camera, and the pocket looks not cavernous, but you can see. I can promise you from where Ronnie is, you don't even see the leather, the beige leather of the pocket. It's like, I don't even know how this goes. You know, it'd be hard enough to actually, without the red there, just pot the cue ball. You could miss it. That's how tight a shot that is, you know.
Running through to the semi-finals, how was it for you, mate?
Yeah, happy to be in the semi-finals, yeah.
Can we immediately draw your gaze to a shot that basically we're salivating over, and Al was just saying, and Jim was just saying, one of the best shots ever?
Circumstance-wise, because you missed a few balls, you seem to be lifting your head on that particular red. But for you, on that particular red, you stay down on the shot, you see the value. If the red goes in, you're on the yellow, which is fairly safe at the circumstances, the yellow. You know, what a poke that was. You know, now and again, what I was saying is a player like yourself, one shot can just click you into gear. And then as you take the next frame when you clear up and see misses the brown, you seem to stay down on every shot. If you look before, you was lifting your head.
Really, yeah.
But did you enjoy that red down the rail?
Yeah, it was a good part. I didn't really have any other shot on, did I, really? And I thought the red didn't go, so the only red I could leave was the one I went for. The yellow was awkward, so I thought at least I'd get that out of the way. So there was a bit of value in it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did it give you that sort of shot? Does it give you confidence in your cueing?
I don't know, man. Every shot's different. So I've butchered so many shots in this tournament. It's scary. I've probably butchered more shots in this tournament than I've done in the last years and years of playing, you know. But it is what it is, and I just have to.
But after that red went in there and you dished up, when C missed that brown the next game, and then you got in and dished up, it was like normal sort of work for you, you know?
Yeah, I know. It was a bit like a swan, though, you know, like flapping underneath, but trying to look calm on the outside, you know. But yeah, there's a bit of a wobble.
One shot can change.
Is that actually how it feels? Because from the outside to the layman, it all looks
playing with absolutely zero confidence, you know. But you know, just have to keep grinding it out. Every player's been there before, you know. It is what it is, and you can either just cave in and go, right, I'm not up for it, or you just keep punching away, and hopefully something comes good. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't, you know.
How much stock do you put in, forgetting the form and forgetting the practice and all that? How much stock do you put in this championship? Attitude.
What, for my attitude?
You and well, every player.
I think it's everything for this tournament. Yeah, I mean, it's such a long tournament, so you kind of have to try and stay balanced. If you like, all the way through, you know? And just, I honestly find it's the easiest tournament out of them all. Such long frames, you know. So every time I've won this tournament, I think, you know, I've never got, no one's ever got near like 4 frames to me. So when you look back at it, you think it's quite comfortable in many ways, where best of 7s, best of 9s, 5-3, 5-4s, final, could be 9-8, 9-7s, you know. But this is such a long format that I think once you get going, you start playing all right, it's a really nice tournament to play in.
How much do you enjoy from the 2 tables to the 1 table? Or is it different, or just?
Yeah, hugely different, yeah, because you feel like you've got so much space. So like going out there tomorrow, the first session always feels strange, you know, because you feel quite like, you've got all this huge walk to the table, whereas, you know, it's really tight.
Is it liberating having that room just to express yourself?
Yeah, I think when you get into the second session, it's nice, you know, 1 table.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
And so for Zhao, he's never experienced that in here. He will feel something very different.
Yeah, every player does, yeah. I think, but like I said, I think it just takes the first session for everybody just to settle, you know, just to kind of get used to it. By the time you get into the second session, you're normally all right, you know.
Because you're both fast players, does that mean actually, especially for him, it's not going to be sit down for 2 minutes and then get up again? Potentially, if it's safety play, you're going to be up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yeah, but we've trained all our lives for this, playing snooker hours and hours, so it's a great occasion for any snooker players to go and play in the one table set up at the Crucible.
How much the fact that you're going to be playing Zhao Zhintong, because you took him under your wing in a small way, but you did a few years ago, and he's got it all, isn't he? So you've got to show him who's boss, haven't you?
I'm going to try and enjoy it, just go out there, have some fun. If I can play all right, that'd be great, a relevant result. If I could go out there and start hitting a few good shots, I'll enjoy the occasion a lot more,
Oh, just to get a little bit technical here. So they are dismantling one particular table. They're not bringing in a third table. What's taking place here?
Yeah, they will take one of those two tables. The honest truth is I don't know whether it's table 1 or table 2, but what I do know is it's a preordained decision before the championship actually starts. The way I would do it actually is ask the players who have played in the quarterfinals, how was the table? Was it okay? Was that all right? And basically go on that. But they do, the fitters, for whatever reason, I don't know, the decision is already made. They won't take those cushions are good and that bed's good and this. They'll take one of them. The decision's already been made, and that's the one they'll use.
Ron, do you mind playing in the morning? Because usually at this tournament, the BBC would have you playing in a lot of afternoon sessions, whereas tomorrow you're on first thing, so it's late, early.
It's 2 o'clock tomorrow, isn't it?
I had it down as 10:45. You kick off. Oh, it's 1. I do apologise. So it'd be 1 o'clock.
Afternoon, and then morning, evening. Then afternoon, I think, Yeah, no, it's fine. The times are good.
That's the other element of this one, Jim, is that it's back to back to back. Every single session is the big one.
Yeah, it's a one table setup now. No distractions from, the whole crowd is watching the tournament. Semi-finals of the World Championship don't get no better. And it's, it's a long match and it'll be phenomenal. I just can't wait.
And just a word for the other match, Ron. Willow Judd.
You got a fancy Judd, didn't you? I know Mark's done tremendous, but I think on the form so far this week, I think Judd's been strong in pretty much all of his games, so he's going to be the man to beat,
I know it was all business coming out this morning, but of course you were standing alongside John and Mark. Was there any chit-chat going on?
Nah, you obviously
just
get
enjoying
to go out, but as I walked through, because I think John came in second, John just gave me a little nod on that. It was,
Here we go again.
Good to still be playing here,
Yeah.
And to be fair, you called Judd before the tournament started. You said he's my favourite, and then after round 1, you went, he's probably playing the strongest, and he's the one who's.
Yeah, well, him and Kyron are always the two favourites to any tournament. They've been by far the two best players, But I know Selby's nicked him with his tournaments, and John's nicked him with his. But those two have been kind of dominating, playing really strong snooker, and I just thought Judd was just, I know it wasn't intentional to not win much from January to April, because you always want to win tournaments, but in some ways build-up has been perfect, whereas Kyron was winning a lot of his events and maybe playing a bit too much, and I just think Judd was just chomping at the bit a bit more, so definitely was the man to beat, I felt, coming in. He had the best preparation, put it that way.
Well, now we are at the one table setup, and many people said the semi-final they'd love to see is the semi-final they